pleasure to be with you on Radio Tunis International, and we have the pleasure to have with us today in the studio parents who have come to talk about their experience with the British International School of Tunis. So we have the pleasure to have with us in the studio Senda Ouertani, Ines Shukri, mother of Ines Shukri. Ines will maybe let her daughter speak for her. Well, she's worried a little bit about her English, but never mind. Okay, so today I will ask you first of all to introduce yourself. So I start with you, Senda.
Hi Hayet, thank you for welcoming us today. I'm Senda Ouertani, and I have a son of 11 years old who is at the BIST school, and I'm here to speak as a parent of the BIST for 8 years now.
Right, and he's in primary school, right?
He's in primary school, year 6, which is the last year.
Last year, okay, wonderful. And then Ines Shukri, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. So I'm Ines, I'm Maya's mom. Maya's has been at year 8 years in BIST.
Okay, right. Okay, so Maya will speak for you, right? So I will ask you to tell us a little bit about your experience, first of all, of choosing an international school for your son or daughter. So Senda.
Yes. So actually, my son he joined the school when he was 4 years old, and from the first 3 years of his life was spent in an Anglophone country abroad, and then we decided to come back to Tunis and settle. And so we thought that he had already the English as a language, like he could speak fluently, and so we said it would be a shame to lose that. So we want him to explore more the English, and also I think at that time his father wanted to adopt a more like Anglophone kind of education rather than the Francophone. I've been to the French school in Tunisia, and I'm half French, so I was a bit skeptic at the beginning because I was more familiarized with the French system. But I had a look at what the Anglophone system proposed, and I thought it was really valuable and really like preparing students for the real life, maybe more than the French system, which is a bit more academic and more I would say not old style, but I think there are some topics that the English school definitely offer and that are really interesting.
Right, so this is, the first maybe idea or criteria why you have chosen to take your kid to an international school in first place. Maya, if you speak for your mom, why have they decided to put you in an international school?
I think that my mom would have put me in an English school because we always speak Arabic and French at home. So my mom wanted me to explore a new language, and so English would be very helpful in my life because lots of people talk English and you can interact more better. So the English school is a very good option, like for British, and yeah.
Okay, all right. So how long did it take you, to make your choice and to go for the British International School of Tunis?
Honestly,
you have made some research first, and then you have decided that this is what I want.
So we went to visit the school. We spoke with the management team, and we were really interested because it was a small infrastructure. So we thought that it's nice to have such a close support and infrastructure.
Cozy.
Very cozy, exactly. And back then it was the only English school, by the way. So we didn't have many other options than this school in terms of English school. So I think it took us really few months, like 2-3 months basically. It was either the English or maybe Arabic school, and our choice went for the English school.
English one.
Yeah.
Maya, what can you say about that?
Well, I'm very happy that my mom chose me to be in the school because I love the British system. It's very educative, very fun also. They also not teach you, they teach you like mentally, they teach you academically and personally to help you in like contribute with the class, school, friends. We also have a counselor. We can talk with her. We can try to contribute, and our teachers always support us. So.
And you have a position in your class, yes?
Yeah.
What is your position?
I'm the head girl of BIST in primary.
What does that mean? You are the head girl. What do you do exactly? What are your responsibilities?
So head girl is basically when they give you a responsibility, and we also have a vote on this to see the whole school who they trust to give the opportunity of doing lots of work and roles. And being a head girl is like speaking up for your class, school, and friends.
So not only for your class, it's for the whole school, right?
Yes, it's like a pupil-led conference, but as a student.
All right, okay. So that gives you a lot of responsibilities, right, to assume. I mean, not only with your friends, but with the school, with the staff, with your teachers, with your homework, with the work that you have to do. How do you manage all that?
Well, sometimes when there's like a school event, they give me the opportunity, the chance to help them organize, to help them like give them ideas on what we should do. And also there's we can also make meetings with the principal and the vice principal, Miss Karen or Mr. Frank. So we can make like meetings on about what we want to add to the school, what we think would be very useful, or like the foods, the snack, anything we want to play with, like something that would benefit us in the future and to make more parents decide that they want to come to school.
Right, wonderful. Senda, let me ask you a little bit about the criteria that made you select the British International School of Tunis. According to what criteria you have selected this one? You said first it was the only school, but I am sure that there are other reasons behind that.
Definitely. I think one of the criteria was, the British rigor. Definitely. I think we all know that there are some values that are very important to UK, and, we wanted also our son to, respect these values. And I liked also the fact that there are some rigor in terms of uniforms, for example, in terms of not going out for lunchtime. They all stay at the school. They are very into respecting your teacher, respecting the other, the values of tolerance, honesty, working hard, all these values that actually they have activities around. And also I think another important criteria is that they are few in the classroom. So I didn't want my son to be lost in a crowded classroom. They are usually 10 to 15 maximum. If they would be more than that, they will divide the class into two. Right. And this is what they done 1 year. But overall, during the past 8 years, he has always been in a small classroom. So there is a close support from the teacher, and they look at not only those students that are progressing well, but also looking at those who are lagging behind, kind of. So it's not a competition kind of mentality, and I like that. Like you don't compare yourself to other children, you compare yourself to yourself, how you progress based on what you were able to do at the beginning of the year and what you do at the end. There is no like kind of order or
there is no strict competition between the students or the pupils.
This is not the purpose.
The most important thing is to give equal opportunities to all of them in learning.
Exactly.
So they all have the right to learn, whether they are normal children, whether they have specific needs, whether and that's very important. Maybe that's one of the most important criteria as well that made you select the school.
They adapt their teaching to your ability to learn, so it's really teaching you at the right level, right? And I think this is what I think it's very honorable to do that nowadays.
Maya, the criteria according to which they have selected the British International School for you.
So,
is it because it speaks only English? Is it because the system, the educational system is important, is different from the Tunisian one? Why?
Yeah, so I think also why my parents chose this school is because of when they did the research, or like when they visited the school, they saw that the system was like exactly the same as when you go to like to England, Harvard or Oxford. It's a very high quality system, and it would help us in the future. And the learning, the academic learning, the systems and everything, the teachers, they're really, really helpful. Like also if you need like help in anything, they help you so much. It's just, I think it was just the best opportunity for me. And also when I was head girl, I also realized how independent I could be and how responsible I was, and it also teaches you responsibility and how to be independent in your future.
What about the school curriculum, for instance? What do you think of it? Do you think that you are studying the right subjects, that there are subjects that maybe you wouldn't have the chance to study them if you were in another system?
So I think that in the English system there are, I think, a few extra lessons for like sometimes they're outdoor learning. It's, for example, when you do anything, art, English, PBL, anything, you can go outside. There's a garden, we learn outside, we get to learn freely, having fresh
while
air.
Having fun.
It's actually because we also learn really, really hard, and academic rules are very strict, but I don't say it's very, very strict like as if bad, but it's strict because they want our pupils to learn
to
and
effectively
focus,
learn.
to focus and like study new things. And also because you can't always have like a class every day and like stuck in the class. Sometimes like maybe, I don't know, once a week we can go out for PBL, like project-based learning.
Project-based learning, that's right.
And we can go out, do projects, collect things, learn about new things, because also we have a garden and you can learn lots about plants or like science or anything.
Senda, what about the curriculum? I mean, what do you think? I mean, this is maybe one of the criteria as well that made you select the British International School of Tunis, because it's different from the French system, of which you are familiar, and the Tunisian one as well, which is a little bit a copy of the French one, maybe, with some differences.
I think beyond the curriculum, it's also the pedagogy. So definitely you will have the same topics like English in this case, like you would have French for the French school or Arabic for the Arabic school, but you have English, science, math, history, the same kind of topics, but it's also the way you actually teach in your class. And this is why I like this about this approach. As Maya mentioned, you could learn outside, you could learn in different groups, you could engage with all the students together, teach them how to learn independently. So it's more about the approach than the curriculum itself. In terms of curriculum, it's the British national curriculum. So, and I think this is the only school in Tunisia, because the other schools, I think they provide Cambridge curriculum. So for me it was also a kind of being confident. It's the British national curriculum, so this provides me with kind of okay, I think it's gonna be serious. I think it's, and my son can also compare to UK students or other international schools, we can.
And they have accreditation, international accreditation
Exactly.
as well, when it comes to the British, curriculum.
Yes.
By international organizations, so it is well recognized.
And if I can just add, sorry, that they also provide French and Arabic, which was
That's
important for our son, because we speak both Arabic and French at home, so it was important for him to continue. And the good thing about how they teach that is that they separate the native speakers with non-native speakers. So, it's really adapted to your skills and abilities.
Of course. What about homework? When your son comes back home, do you have to struggle with homework, or just like any parents now, they talk about, especially it is exam days these days, in the national public schools, right? And I see that parents are really worried about homework, about their kids, taking exams. Is it the same atmosphere?
So this is a long
international
debate
school?
between parents. I have to say some parents are more in favor of more homework,
Right.
and other parents like myself are like, it's good for a child to have some time to do extracurricular activities, especially in the case of my son who plays tennis every day. So we are really, we are really happy that he finishes school at 3 p.m. every day, and
he has time for
this gives
himself.
him time to do his to play his passion. And
Right.
they definitely have homework, but it's absolutely not like heavy
Like a
homework burden, yes. And I think it's
a burden
up
for
to
the parents.
No,
sometimes
exactly.
more than for the kids.
I think they encourage children to do something else after
Right.
school. Definitely, this is
Right.
not the purpose, that to give so much homework. And then I think it's up to parents to do some practice at home if they want to. They can find anything on internet nowadays, so you're
Sure.
free to
They can lend their support in this way. Maya, what do you think of homework? Is it
Well-
something you enjoy doing?
I also do enjoy doing homework, because sometimes when homework is really, really hard for you, we have an application called Google Classroom.
Okay.
You can type to the teacher, like, to say, like, this was hard, or you cannot do that page, and you do what you know. You go the next day to the teacher and tell her, like, or him, for example, Miss, I didn't understand this, can you help me? And
So
things
they give
like
you
that.
more support.
Yes, and also, like Miss Senda said, I think it would be really, really good if they give us time, and like we finish at 3 p.m. and everything, because I also have activities. I also do tennis.
Okay, we'll talk about activities
Yeah.
immediately. So the first thing then was the curriculum, and then the extracurricular activities. So you said that your son is engaged in
Yes.
tennis, and he plays that on a daily basis?
on a daily basis,
daily
but this
basis.
is outside of the school.
Right.
In case he wants to have activities in the school, this is provided. It's called enrichment clubs, and children
Does
are...
he take part in that?
No, unfortunately, because he plays tennis and he doesn't have time to,
Right.
his schedule doesn't allow him to do this enrichment club, but he's always asking for me to let him do it because he really enjoys it. So there would be like football, cooking, singing, so many different
Right.
things that are proposed every term. And it would be for 1 hour every day, almost all the days of the week. And I know children really enjoy it.
Sure. Maya, what are the activities that you engage in?
So I also don't have activities, but I know the activities because we also can propose or ask, like, our teacher to ask for these enrichments. So we have lots of enrichments, like cooking, like nearly every term, because it's really, really popular. They always do this, like cooking, singing, gymnastics, football, yes, sports for little kids, and volleyball, I think. And I think that these enrichments are very, very good because it's not our teachers it's not our teachers that do these enrichments. They bring people from the outside, like experienced people.
Good.
So they like, for example, if it's volleyball, they bring like a volleyball teacher who taught volleyball for kids. So it's very, very good, and I also really like it. And like, if your parents can't come at 3, you can do like the enrichment and go home at 4. It's a very good opportunity. And also there are the enrichments that are for free, so you don't have to pay for them sometimes. And there are the ones that you need to pay for them.
Okay. Now your son is at year 6 and you are at year 6 as well? Right. So how do you think the school is, what does it do, I mean, to help with this transition from year 6 to the secondary school after that?
So actually, it's been, I think, 1 month or a little bit more that they are going to the secondary school for 1 day a week to prepare them.
Familiarize with the setting and with everything.
Exactly, because the secondary school is actually not in the primary site. So they would go once a week and, get to know their future teachers, get to know the school, the setting, the classrooms, and also the way they're gonna be taught. And
so they do that once a week?
Once a week till the end of the year. For the last term, this is what they have been doing.
And they have a specific day for that?
Exactly. We are informed in advance which day they will go there. And
the school takes them, or you take them?
We take them.
All right. It's the parents' responsibility.
Yes, exactly.
Maya, tell us about this experience of going to the other school and exploring what awaits you, in the coming years.
So I really like this experience because they bring you in advance for like a month or for the last term, like she said. We also get to know the subjects and everything, and like the teachers, friends, socially, and we get, because it's not the same. In primary we stay in one class until the breaks, and then we come back in one class, but in secondary we have to go from class to class.
That's right.
Every one period.
Right, so there is a difference even in the programming and in the schedule on a daily basis, so you have to familiarize with that before really being into it. Okay, all right. Now how can you assess the school's communication with the parents, Senda, and how does it involve them? How does the school involve you in the school community, let's say?
Okay, so based on my experience, I have seen a lot of progress on that side, especially since Miss Karen has joined as principal of primary. I think she has been able to build a real relationship with and trust with parents, and I have to mention this. From the beginning, there have been a lot of efforts and activities to engage parents, but I have to say that the recent 2-3 years have been really amazing. So we are quite often consulted through polls, for example, that are sent in emails to take some decision on important things, or to share ideas and recommendations for activities for the children outside of the school if they have to go for a tour or something. We are also often invited for some sessions at the school, either with the principal if she has to explain the curriculum or something else, or also with the teachers. We have consultations. So, and I think she's always open. the whole team actually are always open to receive us, to welcome us and discuss anything. They really devote time for discussion with parents, clarifying,
answering all their questions and supporting them.
Definitely.
Right.
Yes.
How are your parents involved in the school community, Maya?
So
is it always your mom who goes there, or your mom and dad?
Yeah, so sometimes it's my mom, sometimes it's my mom and dad.
Depending on how available they are.
Yes.
Okay.
So my mom sometimes goes there often for meetings, asking questions. You can also send emails.
Right.
And our principal, Miss Karen, also there's something called pupil-led conference. It's when there's like a meeting with the teachers, like after school, and sometimes I think it's with students. So yeah, they really get to discuss how we are progressing academically with our friends and socially, and yeah, so that's it.
How do you have the chance to communicate with other parents, for instance, whose kids are in the same school as your son, for instance?
Absolutely. So in the case of Maya's mother, I know her and we became friends, by the way. It's been 8 years and she's not the only one. Also other parents have been able to become friends. Yeah, network. We have WhatsApp group.
Good. And you share ideas and comments and maybe...
Yes, we also meet during, when there are shows or fairs, or because the school organizes a lot of events.
Right.
And so it's an opportunity to connect with other parents.
Wonderful. You have something to add, Maya?
Well, yeah, I say that my mother also does go to these events, and like lots of parents can communicate together, get to know each other more, even not like only parents from every class. You can also get to know the parents, for example, of year 4, 5, 3, anyone.
And you kids, I mean, can come together outside school? Do you have the opportunity maybe to meet outside school?
Yeah, if like our parents can organize something, we can play together, we can have a play day.
Birthdays, for instance.
Yeah, birthdays and things like that.
Okay, well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you today.
You're
and
welcome.
Keep up the good work and keep up the motivation as well for your kids and for yourself as well.
Thank you for inviting us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.